Welcome back to another video. It has been 2 weeks. Wow, it has been a long time, and I apologize sincerely, right? I have been moving, as you can probably tell. So it's been a lot moving across, states. So you get the point. But we are going to come back with a banger, right? Nietzsche on why suffering makes you beautiful. If you enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what else you would like to hear next. Life is suffering. That's the first great truth that confronts us, right? It is not just Christianity that teaches us this. It's Buddhism. It's in Dostoevsky, right? And of course, it's in Friedrich Nietzsche. The only Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche understood something profound. Suffering is not merely something to be avoided or escaped. You cannot run from suffering, right? Suffering will happen no matter what. No matter what, you will suffer, right? It is the very crucible that forge greatness, depth, and beauty. And when we speak of beauty here, we are not just talking about physical attractiveness, right? We're not talking about your physical looks. We are talking about the kind of beauty that radiates from a soul that has endured and overcome. You know the beauty when you go outside and you look and you're like, it is so beautiful today. Or you go to the mountains and you're like, wow, look at the mountain. That looks beautiful. The beauty that you are not able to explain in words, in other words, right? Your dialect is you're just not able to do it. Nietzsche begins with the uncompromising, fact. Existence itself is tragic. He looked around and saw that life contains more chaos, more pain, more suffer than any simple moral or theological system could explain away. You might be wondering, why is this the case? Why is life suffering? Why, when you go outside, it's more cruel than peaceful? Why? You're wondering, right? The birth of tragedy. He argues that Greek tragedy, think of Sophocles and Aeschylus, right? Were both born out of this recognition. The Greeks understood that suffering is not exceptional, it is the rule. It is not an exception, in other words, right? And yet, through tragedy, they transform that suffering into art, into beauty. When you look on the internet, you'll probably see the fall of great Rome or the Roman Empire. And we are attracted to destruction. This goes back to Adam and Eve, right? When Eve ate from the tree and then she gave it to Adam because the servant, so the snake, in other words, the devil. Remember, if you have not read the Bible, read the Bible. I'm not done reading the Bible, but I'm reading it, okay? The world is cruel. The world is destruction. It is chaos. But why? You do wonder why? Why? But that's the beauty of it, right? The bigger picture. That's the beauty. That's the paradox. Suffering destroys, but it also creates. It's like my video. When old buildings fall, new buildings replace it. When you take down old buildings, you put better buildings up. And if not, you put better buildings up the next time. You keep pulling it down, keep destroying it until you make a better building or society, right? It's what beauty is. Perfection. You have to keep destroying it until you get it right. And you will fail a lot of times, but that's part of it. The highest forms of culture, the noblest achievements of humanity are inseparable from the pain that produced them. And Nietzsche insists we cannot look away To deny suffering, to pretend that life should be comfortable, easy, is to become weak. When you want everything handed to you, you become less motivated. You become weak, in other words. If you could take a magic pill right now that could give you the dream physique, the dream body that you want, but after you get it, you have to keep working to maintain it, most of you would not do it. You would become weak. You would not be able to because you never deserved that body. You did not put in the work. You did not do the research that is necessary to achieve the dream body that you might want. And this is where Nietzsche is at his most radical. He doesn't just say endure suffering. No, he says love it. Love suffering. Love of fate. Love your suffering because it's yours, because it will make you more than you are. Think about how humans beings actually grow. You don't grow when everything is going well. You grow when you confront difficulty, when you are thrown into chaos, when you suffer. This is why I tell you, suffering is good. It builds character. It builds you. I'll tell you this, it's not worth it if it's easy. It's just not. You have to suffer. That is where the real beauty is at. Nietzsche writes, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." I'm sure you heard it from like a Katy Perry or something, right? This isn't just a motivational cliche or whatever you want to call it. It's about biology, psychology, and spirit. The muscles of the soul, just like the muscles of your body, grow when they are torn and rebuilt. That's how muscle works. When you go to the gym, you are tearing your muscle and it is regrowing. You only become resilient if you've been tested. Take wisdom. You don't gain wisdom from ease. You have to put in the work and gain it from catastrophic or from a heartbreak or from betrayals. You have to gain it from something. You have to do your research, which we think of as one of the highest human virtues, emerges out of suffering. The person who has never suffered cannot truly understand another's pain. It's like with venting. When people vent and they say, "Oh, I get it. I get why you're upset." But you don't. You don't get it. You're just saying that. You just want to be said. You want to be heard, in other words, right? You don't really mean, "Oh, I get it." Or, "Oh, I get what you are going through." You don't, because it's not your experience. You have not truly experienced suffering. Nietzsche flips the question, it's not why must I suffer, but rather, who will I become because I suffered? The beauty of a human being lies in their scars and in their strength. You have to suffer to become better. The artist. For Nietzsche, all great art is distilled suffering, the hero and the saint. Profound works after he went deaf. The agony of his existence was transfigured into symphonies, right? That still moves us. Beauty beyond pain. Let's take this modern world, right? Nietzsche would have looked at us and he would have shaken his head because we live in a culture obsessed with eliminating suffering. We want instant gratification. We want comfort, safety, security. Want cheap pleasures, distractions. We shield children from any discomfort. But Nietzsche would warn us, this is precisely how you produce weak, fragile, shallow human beings. The human will be weak if they have not experienced suffering. Beauty in his sense requires depth. Depth only comes when you are confronted. The dark night of the soul. When you have been forced to wrestle with pain. When you are walking at dark in a pitch black neighborhood and you are terrified, you are overcoming your fears of suffering. Nietzsche challenge is brutal. If you want to become who you are, if you want to become strong, beautiful, worthy of respect, you must embrace suffering voluntarily. You must seek it out, carry it, and transform it. How do we live this out? Nietzsche's answer is love your fate. This means don't merely accept suffering. Don't resent it, love it. Say to yourself, this pain is mine. This cross is mine, and I will use it. To begin to see your scars, not as a shameful, but as a mark of honor. Proof that you have overcame and prevailed. Nietzsche was not naive. He knew suffering destroys many people, but this message is this. It doesn't have to. It can make you stronger. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I might have went on rants. I apologize. Some parts I talked about, I'm not sure if they made sense really.